Thank you all in advance for listening to my friend Vienna. She's going to teach us about GoPro skill number 4. And I cannot wait. This is a super important skill that we all want to master. So let's learn from Vienna. Go, Vienna.
Hey everyone, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So this one, like Mary said, is super important because it's regarding follow-up. And we've all been told, and we've heard it many times, that the fortune is in, can you share with me?
The follow
A
up.
follow
That's
up.
right. That's right. And most people don't follow up at all, at least not as professionals. If you're going to master this skill, we need to understand some important concepts, is what he calls them. So, concept number one is follow up is doing what you said that you would do. If you say that you're going to call someone at a specific time, then do it. In network marketing, it's easy to get excited in 1 minute and then go missing the next. We obviously don't want to do that. And people will respect us when we are a person who does what we say we're going to do. So run your business through an electronic or a physical calendar so that you can keep track of what you're doing. And the other thing he said is people will respect you when you're on time. Other people's time is valuable, just like ours is. So, what should we do? We should be on time and we should do what we say that we're going to do. Concept number two is the only reason to have an exposure is to set up the next exposure. We've all heard this before. If you finish each exposure by setting up the next one, the prospect will eventually become educated on the opportunity to make an informed decision for themselves. Your results will improve dramatically by setting up exposure after exposure and inviting the prospect to take a look at what you have to offer until they make that decision. So, when you make that call, you're going to ask them if they reviewed the material that you shared with them. They'll either say yes or no. So, here's what you're going to do with each scenario. If they say no, you didn't have a chance to review the material, they didn't have the chance to review the materials. It's important that we don't show our displeasure at the lack of the follow through by them. So, what do you think is the best response for this situation? The best way to respond is that's okay. I understand sometimes life gets busy. When do you think that you could do it for sure? For sure. Now, that question to me is just so odd. But what he says is even though saying for sure is a little bit much, he has used it for decades. And in this follow up scenario, he says he does it because it works. Once you have their commitment, including the date and time for the next call or next exposure, then hang up, and then call them when you said that you would call them. If you call them at that scheduled time and they still haven't reviewed the material, just repeat the process until they do. But as a reminder, you are letting them set that date and time for when you will be contacting them. So when they're in control of that time and that date and time, it it kind of triggers their mind to be looking, thinking through their calendar of when they can actually have that conversation with you. So if you call them again and they say that yes, they reviewed the material, you're going to ask them a few intelligent questions. So, what questions are we going to ask them? Does anyone know? So, we're not going to ask them, what did you think? Instead, one of the best follow up questions is, what did you like best? This question takes you in a very positive direction and will give you clues as to their level of interest. If they say the product, then your next exposure will probably be product related, obviously. If they say financial freedom, then your next exposure will be opportunity related. Another great question is to ask on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being zero interest and 10 being ready to get started right away. Where are you right now? So I'm just curious, how many people, if you like asking the first question, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. If you like asking the second question on a scale of 1 to 10, with 0 being, the least amount of interest, 10 being you're like ready to get started right away, which question do you ask the most? So obviously 2 would be on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, so I'm seeing ones mostly. Yeah. I like 2 a lot. I know Mary said that she likes 2 a lot too. And I think with that one, anything over a 1 with this question is good. So isn't that kind of cool to know that if you get a 1 from someone, which is usually likely, um, then you have an opportunity to keep going with them. No matter what number they give you, all you're going to do is ask them how you can help them to get to a higher number. If the answer is really positive and the number is fairly high, you can go directly to the closing process and which he'll discuss that in weeks, not next week, because we actually have to continue this. This one is so long, this chapter. But in skill set 5, he goes into the closing process. So if it's not obvious green light, just schedule the next exposure. They might want to start on the product, and so you're going to help them do that and set a follow-up date of when to call them back and check on their experience of the product, which we know that's super important, right? We want to make sure that they're actually taking the product. Did they open the box? Are they taking all of the product? When are they taking it? Where are they, if they're having trouble with taking the product, maybe they're just not getting into that habit yet, then we're obviously going to want to kind of help them along that process. If they're wanting to learn more about the compensation plan, for example, set up a time to get together and review it as the next exposure. Whichever scenario, you never finish one exposure without setting up the next exposure, right? We never want to finish that first exposure without setting up the next one. So it's just like wash, rinse, and repeat. When you get it down on setting up the next exposures, you are being a professional. You will be in control, and the prospects will have more respect for you and for the opportunity. And all of this happens from one small mindset, right? Concept number 3 is it takes an average of 4 to 6 exposures for the average person to join. When we don't understand that the only reason for an exposure is to set up the next exposure, we will put too much pressure on our prospects and ourselves. Professionals understand that it takes an average of 4 to 6 exposures for a prospect to become involved. Their goal is education and understanding. Strengthening the relationship and friendship builds trust, and people enjoy working with people like us when we have that connection with them. Some of the best people in network marketing were prospected for many years before they finally made the decision to take part in the opportunity. So be patient. And that is where I'm going to stop because I don't want you guys to be overwhelmed. And it's just so hard with this particular chapter. It's so hard to get all of that information in just in one shot. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So we'll continue next week with concept 4.